let's talk about it. The first exhibition out of the way, went down to Fresno. Definitely a learning experience, but just kind of talk about that experience in the game from Friday.
Yeah, it was definitely a good experience. Our first road trip together. We're pretty close already, but going down there and just getting, as coach says, like the whole Division One experience, Division One refs, and just playing against that type of talent, that type of physicality was really good for us. It was definitely a learning experience. We did some good things, we did some bad things, and I'm positive. Like, I feel like we didn't show completely who we are, so I feel like we have a lot to prove. And I feel like talent-wise, I feel like we can hang with anybody. So I'm excited.
You have a big roster right now, and I'm sure in practice and games that everybody's fighting for playing time. They want to be a starter. Like, I think, how has there been a lot of competitiveness, competition, for those starting spots?
Yeah, definitely. It's our practices have been competitive, and but since we're so close, it's once it stays on the court, and then once we finish practice, we're back together. But yeah, our practices are really competitive. The starting unit or whatever, we switch up teams all the time, but each team is always competing with each other, and they get physical, and people talk trash, but I think it just makes it that much more competitive and better.
This weekend I will be covering playoff football and soccer in the cold. I just want you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the basketball team will be in Hawaii,
Yes.
where I think the temperatures might be a little warmer.
Right.
But to talk about, you're facing more Division One opponents, going over there, competition, but also going to Hawaii. So kind of thoughts on that for this weekend.
Yeah, I think we're all definitely excited. Arcata's actually been pretty nice. We haven't gotten too much rain, but going there and just seeing the beaches and just a new environment. But so we're excited for that part, and then the competition. Like I was saying, I don't feel like we played our best game against Fresno, and I feel like we have 2 more chances to show. Like I think we can compete with anybody. So I think we're all really excited about playing those last 2 games.
Those D2 programs, when they might throw in, hey, they're facing a D1 opponent or here and there to start the season. But you guys get an opportunity to face 3, back-to-back Division One opponents before the actually even, season starts. How important is that? How will you guys use that, as you get into the official start of the season?
Well, our coaches talk about how they're Division One, but we have those caliber of players in our conference. So just getting used to those type of players and what it takes to beat those type of teams. I feel like those teams and those players are actually in our conference. So I think it's just getting us started. We're not playing, like we talked about, a Division III team or somebody that we're gonna beat by 20. We're trying to get better and get prepared for our season. So
a lot of new faces on this Jacks team this year, and you guys have quite a few road trips to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys are together, you're in the vans, the plane, no matter, you guys are spending a lot of time with one another. So no matter what, you guys got to pretty much like each other. But the positives of just spending so much time, on the road, but together and just kind of bonding.
yeah, honestly, ever since we got up here, we've always been together. There's, I think, 5 or 6 returners, 5, 6, and they've done a really good job just right from the get-go. Since everyone got up here, we're all hanging out together, and I think that's translated to on the court, but also how close we are now. Our first road trip wasn't like a feel out. Like, we already know each other. We're cracking jokes on the van and in the hotel rooms. We're hanging out. Like, there's no awkwardness. So I feel like it's just it's already comfortable. So just being that close helps us, and also helps us communicate just like about things that you might not be able to say to someone that you don't feel as comfortable with. So I feel like we're a pretty tight group.
My last question, they always say that, especially with new players and finding the roles and playing together as a team, kind of starting to gel. What do you feel like, how long does it usually take for a team just to kind of togetherness and kind of, play as a unit on the court?
Yeah, I think definitely, we switch up our lineups, so just trying to get comfortable with playing with everyone. Like you said, we have a lot of new guys, and the new guys don't know each other, and we don't know the returners, so just kind of switching up lineups, everyone trying to get comfortable with each other. We might not have as much time as we want, but you got to kind of figure it out on the fly, And I think these 3 games really help with us because we face a lot of adversity and got to come together to overcome it.
Sounds good. Anything else you like to add?
That's about it. I'm excited for these 2 games and go Jacks.
Sounds good. Nice.